Scarlet Nexus is great. I could not wait to make this video. Now, I have not finished the game, so I'm not going to give it a score, but I can tell you that this is a game that if you're into hack and slash and you're into anime and you're into a great, unique, cool world with amazing combat, you're going to love this game. So I picked it up on a whim. I'm not really into anime that much, but the world and the characters look really cool to me, and I wanted to play something fresh. I played almost like the same game over and over and over again. You know when you play those games and they all feel similar, or games that are just so hyper-realistic, they're almost like walking outside? I wanted something that was different, and this game is great. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the spoiler, whatever, aspects of the story, but essentially in the future, they find this hormone in the human brain, and it allows for psionic powers to be unlocked. And just at that moment, these others fall out of the sky, and they want human brains. Kind of like how Dr. Halsey created the Spartans to keep other systems in line. And just at that time, the Covenant happened to attack. And it's a good thing you created the Spartans. And it's a great thing that we found this hormone that creates psionic warriors. And essentially, you have psychic abilities. So your character can move things with her mind. You can choose between a male and a female character, and you can move things with your mind. And you have other members, SAS members, and they have powers as well. So there's electricity, there's fire, there's duplication, there's speed. Now you can borrow those powers in combat at will, which is absolutely so satisfying when you play it like that. So you're hacking, you're slashing, you're using your psychokinesis to move objects and slam them into enemies, while at the same time borrowing, say, hypervelocity, and then using that to attack fast-moving enemies. Or you're borrowing the electricity power and using that to hack and slash, and each enemy type has a certain attack that corresponds with one of your team members' abilities. That is so satisfying. And just take a look at this world. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. I love walking around in the world. I love exploring, and it's so quirky. It is very much a Japanese role-playing game. No random battles. It's all real time, all action, but it has that quirkiness to it. So in between missions, you go back to an apartment. You all share an apartment. It's crazy. And you have dating missions. You can give certain team members gifts, and when you give them gifts, it raises their affinity for you, and they give you a gift back, and you can apply that gift to your character to raise your status effect or to get new status effects. It's so good, and I just couldn't believe how much I love this game. Oh, and something else that is really cool, if you choose the male character, there's a completely different backstory than if you choose the female character, and they both sort of have these sort of overarching stories that sort of meet up in the middle when you're playing the game. It's really, really, really good, and I love, again, the world. Let me tell you, this world is, I mean, there has to be a sequel to this game. I hope the game does well, because I could imagine a game more open-ended. I want to explore this world so much more than I'm allowed to. It's sort of, sectioned off. And I like that approach because it keeps the story on track. You never get lost in the story where you are. And I like the idea. Here's something that's really cool. When you pick a character, say you pick the female character, that's who I picked. You have all the other members. Now, you don't control all the other members. You control just your character that you choose. And the story evolves, and you stay really on track with it. But those other characters come with you, and you can set the abilities that they do in combat. So there isn't a ton of control over them, but you can choose whether or not they're sort of aggressive or defensive, and that's just so cool. And when you're in combat, again, borrowing their abilities, and there's a rhythm to the combat. And once you get it, it is just absolutely so satisfying. And no encounter felt like too much. You know how you're playing a game and it's sort of grindy, and another encounter and another encounter? None of that happened when I was playing this game. It was just so good. And yes, the story is insane, but that's what's great about it, because it's fresh, it's unique. I haven't played this before, and I can't say enough about this game. You have to play this game. It is that good. The art style is fantastic. So a little bit more of the story. Essentially, you discover that your ability really isn't psionic. It really isn't psychokinesis. It's time travel, which is cool. And you go forward 50 years in time and everything's destroyed. And then you come back to the present and you realize one of the characters thinks you killed their father. And you sort of see that event in the past and how it affected the future. When you go to the future, I don't want to get really sidetracked with this because it's going to give you a headache. But trust me, if you play the game, you'll follow it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just something that, there's something about this game and the art style and the characters. The story in this game is so heavy. So if you're somebody who, really doesn't like paying attention to a story or having to sit through a lot of cutscenes and a lot of dialogue, that's something that's in this game. But trust me, again, it's something you're going to want to sit through. It's something you're going to want to watch because it just all melds together so well. And it's almost like you're watching an anime on television. It's almost like you're watching a show, and then you're getting invested in these characters, and then you get to play the events that they're talking about. And I think everything just comes together so well in this game. I'm shocked at how much I love the game, and I really hope that people give this game a chance. I really, really do, because I think that it's absolutely fantastic. Wow, my voice there got really raspy. Sorry about that. Oh, I almost forgot. The art style for the enemies is off the wall. It is absolutely amazing. Wait until you see the art style. They are so unique. Each enemy, I mean, some of them just look like, what is that? I couldn't even make out what they were. And then some of them sort of look almost human, but not enough. And again, each of them have this sort of unique ability in combat, and you have to figure out what team member's ability helps you destroy the enemy that you're fighting, and you're locking on and you're dashing and you're dodging and you're using all these abilities at one time. And it sounds like a lot. Trust me, it does sound like a lot, but you get used to it very quickly. It progresses very slowly. It teaches you the combat, but there is such a hook to this combat. And the characters, even though some of them are a bit wordy and it takes a while to get through the dialogue, it's just, I don't know, something about this game. Everything works extremely well. It's one of those games where, you almost miss it, or you will miss it. You won't give it a chance. But trust me, if any of this sounds like your type of game, you've got to pick up Scarlet Nexus. It is that good. I can't wait to get back to it. And I was just so enthused to make this video and talk about this game because, there's so many games that come out and they all feel, again, just like the same game over and over and over again. And this is a unique world, unique characters. You can become invested in it. And, it's made me want to collect physical games again. I want to own this game. I wish there was a special edition. I want to own the characters, maybe some figurines or something like that. I just love the game that much. And I'm sorry I'm rambling on and stuttering all over myself about it, but that's how excited I was to make this video, and that's how excited I am. Hopefully, people give this game a chance, and it does well. Scarlet Nexus, please try the game. There's a demo on, I think, the Xbox and the PlayStation. Give it a shot. I think that if any of this that I talked about sounds like your type of game, you're going to love it. So thanks for watching the video, and I'd love it if you'd think about liking and subscribing, maybe sharing out this video so that other people can hear about this game and maybe give it a chance, and I'll see you in the next video.